Can you remember? Do you know of Peru's Queen of the Andes? She's a seed-bearing, spiky, gigantic wonder that grows at the highest altitudes and in the harshest conditions that no other plant on Earth can survive, and doesn't begin her reproductive cycle until after she turns 80. Think of that. Proof that 80 is the new 30. Or the African marvel, the Madagascar palm, which has been on the earth for 80 million years. She was discovered for the first time in 2008 because she blooms only once every century. I want you to think of a woman's spiritual moxie, an indomitable feminine strength, like the sap of the extraordinary botanical stunners. All we need has already been provided for us, hidden in the secret recesses of our hearts, as small time capsules containing the seeds of resilience, restoration, and self-reliance that grow best from the ashes of our previous existence. I love the fabulous word moxie. It's great American slang, a noun that means courage, know-how, nerve, and verve. I love its exhilarating combination. It perfectly describes our journey to find our authentic selves. Originally coined as the brand name for a non-alcoholic health drink in 1885, Moxie was good for whatever ailed you, especially if you were shy and modest. And while we're both not coming to these pages lacking anything, at times we can feel fragile and often frightened as we begin searching for a splendid life to truly call our own. Divine Grace always knew we would come to this turning point, giving up or going forward. Accessing our own moxie was designed for this very moment. Think of our moxie as a feminine force that only occurs when two separate elements, inexhaustible courage and stubborn faith, are mixed together. Through the spontaneous combustion of necessity and passion, they create an entirely new compound. Steely determination now ponder an irresistible force meeting an unmovable object. And you've got the spiritual moxie of your authentic self pushing through everything standing in the way of your happiness. Only after we have broken and emptied all the pretenses, only when we've faced heart-wrenching reckonings and impossible situations, only when the only opinions that matter are the great creators and our own, only when we remember who we were before the world told us who we should be, only then do we become our authentic selves. April 2nd. Can I have a word? Give me 1 second here. Come on, sweethearts. Morgan wants to join me here. April 2nd. Can we have a word? Reinvention. If I hear that word again or read it today, and you can bet on it, I'll not be held responsible. I'll be driven to write another book. Reinventing is the latest buzz. Retirement was for previous generations, but reinventing yourself has become the next big thing. At least that's what all the lifestyle editors tell us, spinning gray-haired Rapunzel fairy tales to keep us calm and working on. In magazine headlines and on websites, for example, how real women reinvent. We're encouraged to reimagine our lives by creating new and radically different careers. The prosecutor converts to pastor. A hedge fund analyst distills small batch whiskey. The forensic accountant becomes a financial astrologer. A pharmaceutical chemist transforms into a luxury chocolatier. We must stop using this cockamamie cliche if we're ever to see our lives as a work of art. Inanimate objects can be reinvented. The car now can be electrically charged. The plugged-in vacuum cleaner can now be powered by a cordless robot. That's reinvented, or reconfiguring something that was initially introduced in the world in a different form. Plants have been genetically modified. Animals have been cloned. Fashion recycles hemlines, shoulder pads, and nipped waists every other decade, but authenticity is not reinvention, modification, cloning, or recycling. Authenticity is divine growth. Reinvention is substitution rather than evolution. Authenticity is a natural, organic flowing from your soul's inception to this moment and beyond. Even if the branch you're trying to crawl out upon right now has been stunted through delay, disappointment, disuse, or denial. Authenticity is reimagining the spirit, style, and substance of how you'd like your daily round to unfold with beauty, charm, and grace. Authenticity is considering what you need now in order to experience contentment. Authenticity is embracing what you want to do, to have, or experience in your life, regardless of anyone else's opinion of how sensible your choices are, because they are your choices. Authenticity is restoring passion, finding comfort, and being as prepared as possible for the unexpected. Authenticity is recovering the part of yourself you might have abandoned long ago to be practical. Perhaps you put other people's wants before your needs. We all have. Taking care of others before ourselves is a woman's default response. But authenticity can also be discovering another woman within who is entirely her own person, with an intoxicating optimism, exhilarating strength, and a radiant exuberance you never dreamed you possessed. It's your authentic self, and I'm staggered by her many accomplishments and emboldened by her joie de vivre, vitality, and vibrant visions of her future. I'm dazzled by her courage and hard-won confidence that she can do whatever it takes to make these dreams come true. I have a sense of these buried lives striving to come out through me to express themselves, the brilliant poet Marge Piercy confessed, surely an echo vibrating for all of us. Don't you want to meet her? Then don't reinvent. Rediscover your authentic self. April 3rd, Verve, the secret of personal style. French women are famous for their verve, and Coco Chanel started it all by unlacing and tossing Victorian corsets out the window in 1910 when she opened her first shop in Paris. Today, when I think of verve, Amal Clooney leads the head-turning list because she showed us that an international human rights lawyer can rock the red carpet and the courtroom with style and substance. When asked by the paparazzi what she was wearing, Amal shot back, I'm wearing Eden Ravenscroft, the English legal robe purveyor since 1689. Lupita Nyong'o, Jane Fonda, Kate Blanchett, Blake Lively, Helen Mirren, and Rihanna all know the ageless art of making an entrance. We can learn a lot just by observing how they smile, stop, turn, smile again, and their posture. What accessories are they wearing, or not? Princess Diana possessed verve, and now her daughters-in-law, Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, have picked up her mantle. Both have successful fan websites showcasing what they wore, when, and how you can get this look at a more affordable price. The British fashion industry has created a new category for the Kate effect and the Meghan effect. And pulling up close behind is 3-year-old style icon, Princess Charlotte, whose regal look is a dress with smocking and a Peter Pan collar, a cardigan, matching shoes, and a hair ribbon in complementary colors. So back to whose look do you want? Won't it be wonderful? Don't. She's trying to eat the plants. Do you think she could sneak up behind me? Where was I? Okay. Won't it be wonderful when we can say, my own? Be assured. We'll get there. To give us hope while we learn the art of more dash than cash, let me comfort you with the knowledge that every famous name mentioned above also has a glam squad headed up by a behind-the-scenes star whisperer stylist who never appears and is rarely mentioned, probably because they signed a non-disclosure agreement, but has the clout to borrow designer dresses and jewels for her clients. A century before, Emily Dickinson showed verve by preferring to dress entirely in white, year-round, at a time when most Victorian women dressed in dark, somber colors. Perhaps Miss Dickinson knew that expressing verve through her clothing could jumpstart the ecstatic experience she so fervently sought and encouraged others to seek as well. Verve is focused creative energy, a sense of vitality or zest. Verve is the special ability or talent to pull something off with panache. From a fabulous outfit to a reimagined room, an exquisite couplet of poetry, or a meaningful presentation to a group. Who knew we could do that? We certainly didn't. That's why discovering secret pleasures is so much fun. Often a craving for verve comes into our lives when we're discontented and discouraged. This is a great creator's prod to get us to lighten up, try something different, and begin trusting our instincts, no matter how much or little we have in our pin money jar. Verve is how passion plays. When we take a risk and to our delight it pays off. It's also the secret of personal style and a key to how to be happy for the rest of your life. Be yourself in a body that emanates verve, whether showcased in an outfit, a hairstyle, or in a satisfying work that fits you from the inside out. Wouldn't you want to be yourself at all times? And how do we learn to develop a finely honed sense of verve? By paying attention to the details, by accepting each day's attempt to teach us more about our authenticity, by being constantly on the lookout for what excites us or moves us to tears. What makes the blood rush to our head, our hearts skip a beat, our knees shaky, and our souls sigh? A market stall, a fine Bokhara rug, a scrap of Chinese embroidery. Food for the eye is to be found almost everywhere, the British writer Jocasta Innes urged us to remember. This week, let's take another look around at what surrounds us. Until tomorrow, I hope you have an amazing and blessed day.